3, 2, 1, go!
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of my solo Minecraft series. So I've actually built a Froglight farm here and I've been AFK for about 5 minutes, so let's go and see how many I got. Oh yeah, gonna get the advancement here for having one of each Froglight in the inventory with our powers combined. So 5 minutes of AFK and I've got 5.5 stacks of each light. That is quite a lot, and I don't know if I'll ever use them all, but good to have, and they look really nice. So while I was building this farm, I had to put frogs inside it, and there's also an advancement for having one of each frog variant on the lead, which is squad hops into town. So I got that one as well, which was nice. This farm is by Shulkercraft, by the way. I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested. Anyway, the theme for this video, if you hadn't guessed from the title, is going to be finishing some projects that we've left half done. Just generally tidying up and a bit of organisation. And actually, while we're on the nether roof, this is probably a good place to start. I need to redo the sorting system for the gold farm and add a sorting system to the wither skeleton farm, just to make things a bit easier for when I want to use them. So this current sorting system's okay, but it just struggles to keep up with the amount of loot that comes through. So I'm going to change it to a design similar to the one at the sugarcane farm. And for those of you who watched the last episode, the only slight variation is that in the nether we can't use water, but that's okay because there are other ways of getting it done. So the new system is in, and here's how it works. Essentially, the minecart hopper will be destroyed and recycled, and the contents drop onto this platform where the slime block will push them along the ice. From there, they will drop into the correctly filtered locations. Obviously, it would be easier to use water streams, but like I said, can't do that in the nether. It definitely processes the loot quicker, which makes life a lot easier. I'm also eventually going to have a picking training hall down below here, but that's a bigger project for another day. Alright, so we're here at the Wither Skeleton farm. You can see it behind me, and I'm going to put in a proper storage system here, which will be pretty similar to the one that I just did at the gold farm. But yeah, I'm going to get on with it, and I will see you again shortly. So this system is similar to the gold farm, just with a little tweak. In the gold farm, the pigmen die from full damage, but here obviously I'm killing the wither skellies myself, so I just had to make it so the Minecraft hopper could pick stuff up as quickly as possible. And that's why I've done this little track here, so it recycles itself pretty quickly because it has a smaller collection area than the gold farm does as well. Alright, so one last thing while we're here in the nether, I want to get some more of these tunnels done. The red one's half finished, but now I have the mango farm, I can finish it off. And I want to get all the tunnels done that I use frequently too, because honestly it just bugs me every time I go through them and they're not finished. So I'm going to crack on, and I will be back shortly to give you a tour. Okay, so I've actually got quite a bit done, and I've still got a lot to do, especially in this room. This is just the middle hub. I've still got to break a lot of the bedrock above my head, but I've cleaned up in here. There was some chests with some crap in, and I've sorted all that out and just generally tidied it up to make it look nicer. So through here, well, firstly, I've completely finished the walls. All the strip mangrove is in all the way down to the end of the tunnel. Well, the current end of the tunnel. I also switched out the lights from glowstone to the frog lights, and I'm going to do that in the other tunnels too, with a different colour frog lights, just for a bit more variation in the design. Okay, so the first tunnel is the tunnel to the villager island, and I kept it simple, but I had to throw in an iron golem and a villager just for fun. And I actually like the floor design so much that I think I'm going to change the actual island to have the same thing, which is slightly annoying because I've put down a whole bunch of slabs already, but I think this will look nicer, especially on a larger scale. So second tunnel, this one goes to the area where I mine all my sand and terracotta, and again I just went for a simplish design. I really like the floor design actually, and I also realised that the cacti on the sides here will keep growing and popping off, which I hadn't thought about, but it means that occasionally when I walk through the tunnel I'll get some free cactus. Okay, so next we've got the tunnel that goes to the mangrove swamp, and although I'm probably not going to go back there much because I have a mangrove wood farm and a mud farm, and also frogs, I still wanted to make the tunnel look nice. So I've tried to recreate the swamp the best I can, with the leaves on the roof and the frog lights I think look cool. And obviously the glass is supposed to represent water. So lastly, the tunnel that goes to the industrial island, and again, I just kept it pretty simple. It mimics the design of the actual industrial island, but it looks so much better than it did. And I also moved the portal so it's centered where it's supposed to be, and there isn't a pillar in the middle of the tunnel. And yeah, you'll probably notice that I still haven't done like the main tunnel, but that's going to take a lot longer, and I will work on that another time. So while I'm at the industrial area, I wanted to finish the sugarcane hookup into the gunpowder farm, just so I'll have it all in one convenient location, so I can craft fireworks a lot easier. First, I'm going to have to prep this room underneath the gunpowder farm, so I will get on with that, and I will see you shortly. So I've finished this room now, and this is where the sugarcane is going to come out on this wall here, and then it will drop down and go underneath, come up the other sides, and into these chests over here. So now I can just turn around and craft fireworks a lot more easily instead of having to go back and forth between two places. It's not quite done yet though. I now need to hook up the sugarcane farm, and I'm going to do that with a tunnel, which I think I'm going to do a little time lapse of. So here we go. Alright, so it's done, and I'm actually going to just switch the farm on really quickly so you can see it in action. The sugarcane comes down the pipe and then goes through the tunnel, down underneath, and then into the storage. And I'm happy with it. It's going to make life so much easier. Crafting fireworks is just going to be so much simpler now. While we're talking about farms, let me show you something else that I did. So this is probably more of an anti-farm, and some people may consider it cheating, but for me it's just being super clever. So this here is what's called a warden switch, and essentially what it does is it stops the wardens from spawning anywhere in the world. I'm going to try and explain how it works the best I can, but I'll leave a link to the tutorial in the description if you want to know more. So basically wardens are spawned by the skulk triggers being triggered. They have a 10-second global cooldown, meaning you can't trigger two at once. So if you constantly trigger one but spawn proof the area, no warden will spawn, but no other shriekers can be triggered either. It has to be kept loaded with a chunk loader though, and I have to reset it every time I want to activate it because the arrows inside despawn. There is also a very, very small chance that it doesn't work if you happen to set a shrieker off just at the exact tick before the farm triggers, then it will still spawn a warden. But it's very, very unlikely. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, one of my favourite things about it is the subtitle you get when it goes off, which is Warden takes notice angrily. I don't know why, it just makes me laugh to think the warden's sat there all mad that he just can't come out and eat my face. So I'm just going to fly around this ancient city, and you can see that none of the shriekers are going off, and you know, I can literally just stand on top of it and dance, and it shouldn't spawn a warden. Now, if you were here last episode, you'll remember me promising that I would finish the spawn area in this episode, and I'm gonna do it. I have a whole bunch of materials in these shulker boxes, and I have absolutely no idea how long it's gonna take, but you better believe I'm gonna get it done. I've been putting it off and putting it off, but now it's finally time to get it done. So enjoy the time lapse, and I'll see you again soon. Okay, well, it took about 10, 11 hours, but I finally got there. Let me know what you think of the design. This top bit, I actually got some inspiration from Twitter. I'll put a link in the description to the where I found it, but I changed out the block palette. The rest of it, though, is completely my own creation, and I'm really happy with how it's turned out. I did have a little bit of creative input from my partner, who also suggested changing the lime terracotta to lime concrete powder for more texture, and I also decided to switch out the white concrete for calcite for the same reason. I still don't know what I'm going to do with the outside. I started putting mud under the water because I thought that's what I wanted to do, but honestly it's not really noticeable and it just seems like a waste of resources to do it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I'll figure that out another time. So I also thought it would be super cool if we could have lava log stairs, like we have water log stairs. You can't do that at the minute. And lava, if you just have lava, it's so bright and you can cover it with things, but it's just hard to get that sort of subtlety with it. Also, while I was out getting the Gilded Blackstone for this build, I actually found the Pigstep disc in a bastion. And I'm trying to collect all of the music discs, so I'm glad I found this one. It's one of the rarer ones, so it's good to get it quite early. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for today's episode. I'm glad this area is finally done, well, the middle at least, and thank you for watching. If you're new, consider subscribing, and don't forget to drop a like and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of what I've done, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye!